Hi everyone and welcome to today's live stream. I am going to be running through a quick demo of Agropolis, which is live currently as of the 5th of October, I believe, for a few more days. So if you are interested in this game, I did have a search on YouTube to see if there was a playthrough of this to get a bit of an idea of it, and I couldn't see one. So I scheduled this, and then yesterday they actually have done a playthrough. So now there are two. Theirs was a 4-player run through, so you can see what the multiplayer game is like. I'm going to be doing a solo game. Unfortunately, actually I didn't check earlier whether they have uploaded their module onto Tabletop Simulator. This is just a very rough and dirty copy of this print and play. So there's these sheets, and I believe these cards should have had this printed, so double backed. So for some reason they had 9 with backs and 9 without. I've printed them separately, or in terms of this game I've imported them separately. So what I'm going to do once we select our 3 scoring cards is just set 3 of this deck to one side to make sure we've got the correct number of cards. But this is just a rough and dirty thing I've imported, and we've got a lovely bit of countryside, slightly ruined by this pylon over there, but a random field. It does make me laugh that this is the random option that is in Tabletop Simulator, but we'll give it a go and see how we get on. The rules itself on the PDF that you can download, the print and play on the Kickstarter at the moment, is the Sprawlopolis rules. But it does say there's just a few different conditions. There's a feed fee, which you can use as a tougher challenge. I won't be doing that. Otherwise, it seems to be the same. So blocks are quadrants which are connected orthogonally. Your start player choose one of the 3 cards in your hand, reveal it, and add the countryside with the block face up. The solo player play is identical to the cooperative game, except you have one hand of 3 cards to work with each turn. After placing a card, draw a new card, so you have 3 cards and take your next turn. So basically you always have 3 cards in your hand as an option, and you play them out until you have no cards remaining. Scoring, we're going to have the 3 cards here giving various different scoring. So every game, I believe there are going to be more than just these 9 in the base game. We'll have a little look through the Kickstarter afterwards if you're still interested, having seen how it plays. I would recommend checking it out. Sprawlopolis is a game that has, I think, been reprinted and sold out multiple times, particularly within the solo community, for how quick and easy and replayable it is. So I think it's definitely for about $10 or something worth checking out. But I believe the total of your block groups, so you get 1 point, here we go, 1 point for each zone in your largest block. So here this green block is their largest and it's 4 tiles, so that would be 4 points, but you lose 1 for every road, and then these extra scoring objectives. So it's a pretty simple game. The Kickstarter itself does actually come with a bonus mini pack of cards which have got 2 out of these 4 colours from Agropolis and 2 of the colours from Sprawlopolis. You can actually merge the 2 decks together into a bigger game. But let's move this deck to one side, shuffle everything round, and draw 1, 2, 3 cards. And then just draw 1, 2, 3 to get rid of, because these should have been on the flip side. So we should only have 15 cards to make our city. So what do we have? We have roads that pass through at least 2 vineyard blocks get us a point. 1 point per road that passes through at least 2 vineyard blocks, but it shows 2 points here. I'm not sure why this is 2 points. That seems like that should be worth 1 point. And -1 if it doesn't pass through 2 blocks. I'm going to treat this as a misprint. Maybe they've changed the scoring. This text seems to suggest the road is just worth an extra point. 2 points per cornfield block on a corner, so if it has 2 exposed edges, or -2 points if it's not on a corner. 1 point per cow pen not in the same row as any other livestock. -2 points for a cow pen that is in the same row. It doesn't matter if sheep or pigs are on the same row as each other, we just care where cows are. This symbol is the harder scoring, so this feed bag. For every cow, we would add 1 to our scoring, which would be, in this case, 2, 3, 4 higher. But we're just going to play easy mode, which means our target score is 19, just adding these 3 scores together. And considering we don't have a huge amount of options for getting points, I mean, this seems like our best chance, these cornfields in corners, but that's still, it would need to be 8 cornfields to equal this score. Okay, well, let's draw our first 3 cards. I'm going to place them just down here. And we'll see how we get on. So the artwork for the animals is quite pixelated, but I believe, so you can see down in the bottom left, this brown colour, this has got 2 little chicken coos, those huts. This has 1. This has no building, so it's cows. I believe pig pens always have a muddy puddle. So we've got 2 chickens and a cow. And the cow we care about. With these tiles, I should just rotate the whole deck. We will be placing them like this. You can go adjacent or cover as much of an existing tile as you want, even so far as to completely covering over it, but it has to be orthogonally adjacent. We can't place this diagonally, hoping to place another one of our cards next to it later. So, cornfields in corners and few roads. So if we have this perhaps as one of our starting corners, we could start looking at things overlapping, something like this, but then we have cows definitely getting us negative points. So this is where the puzzle element comes in. It's which of these scoring objectives do we see as being our best options. Obviously we can just cover over the cow pens and then we're not risking the negative points. That might be a good option. We can only rotate them 180 degrees because these are, I'm not sure if they're the exact size, but basically playing card shape. It doesn't work to only rotate 90 degrees, but you are fine to rotate these tiles as you wish. If we were to do this, this would be the bottom. Potentially look at building further up, or Again, I'm looking at making sure we're keeping these fields on a corner as much as possible. Let's start by playing our cow. Just because if we do want to cover it up, we can. So next card, we've got more cows. That would be a bad choice for our cornfield. That's a disaster for our cows. I don't think this card wants to be next. I've forgotten which card I was potentially looking at. Oh, where did the other card go? What did I do with it? Oh, there we are. I think I like that option. Keep these out of the way here. I'm going to lose them by placing them down here all the time. We'll lock these on the table. It's probably as close to dropping them in the grid. I haven't made any snap points or anything as fancy as that. This is literally the first thing I've ever imported into Tabletop Simulator, and frankly I'm just impressed I've managed to get these cards actually to show the image I wanted. So let's have a look. I don't know why I'm putting these down here in a different rotation to how we can play them. Got another. I mean, the problem is we do have 3 roads and we haven't met any of this vineyard condition. So could do this. This road then at least goes through 2 vineyards, but we're creating another farm. This would lose us 2 points in order to save 1 point. That's not too bad, but we'd never be able to connect this road. We don't want to block this corner. So what else do we have? This would ruin our cows. That's possible. That looks okay actually. This road now goes through at least 2 vineyards. These cows aren't in the same row or column as anything else. And the cornfield stays in a corner. Okay. We've got another vineyard. Could make just a crazy road. Yeah, that ruins our cows. That's why we weren't fond of that. And this is bad. The cornfield. Don't want anything down here. I think maybe we just go a little bit mad with our road. Let's pop this over here. We're not scoring a large zone. The biggest we've got is 2 points with purple at the minute. But this is just chickens. Chickens can be next to other chickens. Only worrying about these, basically these 2 rows and these 2 columns. Okay. So we can cover over a cornfield in order to save worrying about it. So for example, we could place this here. It is creating 2 new roads, which is going to lose us 2 points. But we're adding 1 to our largest areas here. We could potentially put another red. We know we don't really want to block this corner. Did I lift up the wrong tile? Didn't we have cows here? Yes. This was here. Sorry, I meant to have locked everything I've placed so I could keep track of it. This was the one we're thinking about. Okay. Yeah, because we had the 2 rows. Okay, so that's made it a little bit more weird. No way really to get these out here without just being really bad. We could always start a new something over here. No, because this road would lose us an extra point if it's not connected. But maybe we should just go here and then look to cover over this wheat field with something. But that ruins the cows as well. No, that's too many lost points. We can go there. I think that's what we'll do. Let's lock that down. Okay, so we do have 3 cows, which is 6 points, not blocked by any other animal. And we've got a few cornfields on the corners, so I feel it's possibly going reasonably. This would also work. So we're increasing this red connected area. Or we could go here, and now we're going through 2 vineyards. Cows are still fine. We've got another field in the corner. 7 cards left. Yeah, let's go for that. Can I increase the size of the table? I have a feeling this might just make it problematic. So do we have then? That messes with these cows. This is going to be, yeah, this is going to be a problem if we want to connect this road, because a farm would have to be on, obviously, one of these 4 tiles, in which case it's always going to conflict. So something like this, so at least this road doesn't get us an extra negative point. We've got a farm here, and then we might just have to look at placing a tile on here in order to get rid of this farm. Hopefully with a farm on this level. Yeah, that can be possible. So then this road goes through 2 vineyards. This one goes through 2. This one goes through 2. This one's only 1, and we've got 2 new roads here. We're going to try and cover. No, we're covering these 2. Okay, well, we're going to get negative points. We can't avoid it. It's just trying to make sure the positives outweigh the negatives. So if we want a farm on the underside, we've got this. I mean, we can't save this road. We get another cornfield in the corner. We're up to 3 here. And now our sheep aren't crossing with another cow. I think that's probably as good as I can get it. We've got a few more options where we're placing things now, so it's getting a little bit easier. This is a problem for now because of these tiles, but I'm thinking we can place one to cover over it, and now we've just got 1 road and it's on a vineyard. Yeah, if the road's along the top, if it just has a straight road, or do they all have... I don't know if they all have 3 bits of road on them. I think they probably do, so we're going to end up creating another little road. Or we're losing 2 points here. This would be perfect if this was a vineyard. No, because we've got cows, 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 so it's always going to be an issue. Let's go with it then. What do we get? Unfortunately, this creates two roads which we're unlikely to be able to do anything with. And the rotated version, which gives us a better option to connect these roads, doesn't solve the cow crisis, and it puts a field in the wrong spot. This again puts a field in the wrong place, and that's in the wrong place. Okay, so where else could we go? We can go down here. It would be breaking. I mean, that works. But we're adding another road. I think I want to cover this farm here. But and we're getting rid of a cow, although we're adding a cow. It gives us 3 red. This road's fine. We'd have to still cover over here. Let's try that. What have we got? It's a shame, as is that. Yeah, I don't think we're going to cover too much of those. Is there anything better up here we could do now? No, that's still a problem. Problem that does have to be resolved. That ruins all our hard work with those roads. No. Tricky, tricky, tricky. If you are seeing any placement opportunities in the gallery, do let me know. So we do have the option here, and then we could place something else here, but we'd have to have a farm in one of these spaces, which again messes with all our cows, so we're better off not. Place the tile here and then just look at covering. No, we'd have to cover both these farms. More work than it's worth. What does this do for us? It covers We'd lose points here, but this is a safe cow which does cover it. Then we're creating more roads. We'd want to cover this one. We did get something which was a full right angle though. But would be everything's going to cause problems. Let's go for that. That looks reasonable. Let's see. I was hoping for that right angle, but can we do anything up here? So again, that saves the cows. We get this yellow, but we've got 2 additional roads. Just 2 points, but that's still a net of 2 points. Let's go for that. Ooh, we're on our last cards. Okay, we have got a right angle, but as is the way of things, it bends the wrong way. So what can we do? This isn't... We'd lose 2 points in order to connect the road and save 1 point, and we're creating a new road, so it doesn't even offer that. We can place a road here. Gets us 2 points but loses us because of the farms, unless we then covered it. And no. Or could we? That would work. It doesn't get us anything though. Otherwise, that gets us another point. That blocks this cow. We've no way to salvage that and not lose points. Unless we covered the cow, but then we're losing points here. Looking at where I can put these that do the least damage, I think, actually, rather than getting lots of points. How does now we kill a cow and Yellows, that's not worth it. So this, yeah, that's just awful. Oh boy, I just need a home for these last 2 cards. That's all it is. Where's my red? Red's over here. That would get me... No, that wouldn't get me more points than it loses. My apologies for the analysis paralysis. There's quite a few little places that I... Oh, have we just found somewhere golden? We saved that road from costing us points. We aren't blocking a farm. Yes, I like the look of that. Possibly then... gives us a good spot just to place this down. We will get 2 points for this in the corner. We aren't losing anything from this, and only... well, it's -2 from the road, but we're on a road anyway. Okay. We got there. Okay, let's add a counter. And see what we have. So our largest areas for yellow is only 1, because we've wanted them all on the corners. We have failed in a couple of spots, but 1 for yellow. Brown, again, we haven't done particularly good. We've only got 1. Red is 3. 1, 2, 3, and purple is 3. Here and here. So up to 8. We will lose 1 per road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not sure I counted this. Let's go from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we're on -7. Get 1 point for every road that passes through at least 2 vineyards. So that's this road 1, this road 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And -1 for every one that goes through only 1, which is 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're back to -7. 2 points for every corner field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. -2 is 8, which is 16 points. So we're up to 9. This is 1 point for every cow not in a column with other livestock. So we have -2. -2. 1, 2, 3. 3 points. So we have 8, which... for 19. We have failed magnificently. We are 11 points short of our target, but that is Sprawlopolis. We do have obviously many different potential scoring objectives, which really mix up how we're going to try and place our tiles, the order they come out, and these should be on the backs of each other. So depending on the scoring, there's going to be slightly different cards that you get the option to. So certainly a very replayable game. If I find the Kickstarter page quickly. There we go, when it actually shows the browser. You do have the option with the Kickstarter to add in some of the other expansions as well. Where does it talk about those? So this is the mini expansion that you'll get for free. And yes, so you get Agropolis and Combiopolis. There's Sprawlopolis, the Rekotar, points of interest, construction zones, beaches and interstate. So if you were to get the whole bundle, that's certainly a sprawling opolis, as the name suggests. Hopefully this has been a useful little run through of how the solo game would work. I am not going to be uploading my Tabletop Simulator module because I haven't asked permission to make it. I do not want to get into any copyright trouble. And I did check, there wasn't even a Sprawlopolis module, so I believe it may be a choice from the publisher to not have this available as a Tabletop Simulator module. It would be something they could easily have made should they have wanted to. So all I will say is I haven't made any Tabletop Simulator modules previously, and in attempting to make this, it took me about 15 minutes, most of which was just playing around with importing the cards into separate decks. I made them as one deck with some on the back. Thought it was a bit weird that half of them were white on the back and some had a zone, so I created them as 2 separate decks, and then reading through the rules realised I had it correct the first time, and I just never went back. But it is something that should be fairly easy for you to knock together if you just give it a bit of a try. It is a fun game. It was a lot more thinky than I gave it credit for. When I saw Agropolis, I ignored it, but with all the hype it got, I definitely wanted to check out Agropolis. When it came onto Kickstarter, you can see just how good the reviews of this tend to be. There's a couple of outstanding people down here. 2 people have given it 1 star. I will actually probably have a look on Board Game Geek and see if they've given a comment as to how this doesn't even qualify as a game, because it certainly is a game. It may not be for everyone. It does, I think, lend itself towards solo. But as I said, they have now uploaded a 4-player game if you want to check that out. For the cost, I think this is definitely something that's worthwhile just having in your pocket for those journeys, the commute. Got a plane or train journey. It is reasonably compact if you've only got 1 of these decks of cards, and you can beef it up into something bigger if you've got a bit of time to fill at home. Simple, but plenty replayable. So I will wrap this up here. I'm going to stay online for a little bit, so do hang with me. We'll probably give Gloomhaven a go, I think. So I'll wrap this video up, and I think I'll end the stream so I've got a separate video to upload onto YouTube as I'm doing it, because what does it say? 5 days left on this. Get back to the top. 4 days to go. So this is filming on the 5th of October. Do jump online quickly if this is of interest to you. Okay, do take care, and I will catch you all soon. Bye for now.